Assalamualikum. It is unnecessary to reiterate that what exactly the people around the world are going through at this moment. So with that being said, I'm very much interested to point out a few things in terms of the most crucial questions about the coronavirus, at this moment. Although we are staying home, practicing social distancing, but no matter what, in our everyday life, we are required to touch different physical objects every now and then. It's very important to understand and know two things. One is, how does long the coronavirus live in a given object or any other surface? And the second thing we need to understand, especially back home in Bangladesh, that what exactly the term asymptomatic means and what exactly the term symptomatic means in terms of the coronavirus positive patient. I was watching a news today in the morning. It's not news, it's actually the press briefing that the New York Governor Andrew Cuomo does kind of daily basis. So he was showing a fact that according to a recent study, the coronavirus survives, or it lives, or it stays active for example, if you're talking about a metal item, if you're talking about a plastic item, or if you're talking about any other physical objects, it has a certain span of life. Now, if you look at in the Google and do some internet searching, you'll be overwhelmed with too many different informations and you'll be confused. So at this moment, we are living in a world where things are very mixed up with white and black. So everything becomes gray, no truth, no false. It's very, very difficult to understand. And with this coronavirus in this world at this moment, what is going on is every single one, a scientist, doctor, and other people, journalists and media, they're broadcasting different news to people. So every day we are getting confused. Anyways, but with all this info, when we gather, we have to use our own judgment and then practice something out of it. We have to take some of them, we have to leave some of them. So Andrew Cuomo was saying that the coronavirus live up to 72 hours on plastic and stainless steel. So why it's important? Say you place an online delivery and the package has been delivered to your door, and when you touch the cardboard, when you touch the plastic materials inside of it or whatever materials inside of it, if we know that if you are disinfecting immediately, if you're wearing a gloves, that's fine. But if you're not, it's better to know that how long time you should keep that away from you and don't touch it. Something like that. So the coronavirus, it is active and it is able to survive 72 hours on plastic and stainless steel. It survives 24 hours on the cardboard. So cardboard means the boxes, the cartoon that we receive, those are kind of cardboard. Also, it stays alive or active 4 hours on metallic surface like copper. And the other important part is it hangs out on the air for about 3 hours before the droplet falls. So if we try to understand these facts and act accordingly, it will definitely help us to be safe from being infected by this dangerous disease. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is the term that we're using two terms called symptomatic and asymptomatic. Now, whenever you see or watch any news, you'll be seeing that these terms are used. Now, I somehow think that if we truly understand the meaning, I'm referring to the general people. Again, don't take it otherwise. There will be, many people, they have very clear understanding on this. So if you already know it, then very good. Try to spread that to your acquaintances and other people you know. But the term asymptomatic, whenever someone is positive with this coronavirus test, but he does not show any sort of symptom whatsoever. So those patients, those people who are coronavirus positive, but they don't expose any sort of signs or symptoms whatsoever, then those are asymptomatic patient. And that is very difficult to handle with, because the patient himself does not know he is positive. And of course, his surroundings will not be able to understand by looking at him, because he is not exposing any symptom. That is the exact fact when we call someone to be asymptomatic. Means someone is positive, but he doesn't have any sort of symptom, or he doesn't expose any sort of, he does not expose any sort of symptom so that the other people can understand these people might be infected. So of course, if it is this, then the other part of this is, someone is positive and he exposes all these symptoms, or the other part of it means one is asymptomatic, one is symptomatic. So it's important at this moment for all of us, because we are, in the United States, the condition of the New York City and other places, the world knows that we have close to 9 million, or not 9 million, close to 900,000, so which is close to a million number. Currently we have, those are infected. So the number is, for example, according to today's news, it is close to 900,000, and the death toll touches 50,000 mark in US only. I'm living in United States, in the state of Maryland. Over here it is spreading faster. So till yesterday, I know that the total number of cases was 15,000 and the death was around 750. We are trying to be cautious. We are staying home, and unless it is very important, for example, we ran out of some supplies, food supplies I'm referring to, like vegetables and other things, and at that point we are wearing gloves and wearing mask, and then going to the store and observing the circumstances there, the density of people, the customers, what's the flow in there, and all this. After evaluating all this thing, we are getting inside the store and doing things, but that is very rare. So before Ramadan starts, we went to grocery shopping and we bought for the whole month of Ramadan, so we don't have to go again. But as I said, you may have to go outside as needed basis, depending on your need. But always, if you keep this thing in mind, how do you approach people, what do you do, will help you and help the society to be safe from the spread of this coronavirus. We try to gather more as we go, as we speak, and as we see the White House briefing and other things, and then act accordingly. I'm just trying to let my friends also know what exactly happening over here and how we're leading our life, how we're trying to be cautious to stay safe. So anyways, that's all for now, I believe. So now we'll see you again. Thank you.